Hi guys, my name is Rohit and today's topic we can go to the DBMS in functional dependencies. So here, so what is a functional dependency? If when we are creating a database and we have different attributes and we have to know, right, if one attribute depends on another attribute or not. Here this can help us to maintain these functional dependencies whether the attribute is depending upon the another attribute or not. So today we can go into topic our functional dependency. So what is a functional dependency? The functional dependency is nothing but we can see here when the one attribute determines another attribute. So where if we have the true attributes in a database or in our table while you are creating a database, and the first attribute determines the second attribute and as well as the second or third attributes, then we can say that that table is having the functional dependency. So I can also say that the functional dependency plays a important role between the good and the bad database designs. And we have the different types of functional dependencies, not only this one, and in this we have many types. We can see that. So let us see an example in functional dependency first. Here in this table we have the employee number, employee name and his salary and the city which he belongs to. So here the employee name is depending upon the employee number and as well as the salary of an employee depending on the employee name, and the city of the employee is also depending on his name. So here the four attributes are depending upon each other to give a meaning and full dependency of databases. So these are the types of the functional dependency. We have the four types of functional dependency. First one is trivial and non-trivial and multi-valued and transitive dependencies. So let us see one by one in detail how they function and how these dependencies are work in our tables or in our database structures. So first one, the functional dependency. So trivial functional dependency. So what is a trivial functional dependency? And here we can see that the trivial dependency is a set of attributes which are called as a trivial if the set of attributes are included in that attribute. Nothing but you can see here example, if we have the two attributes in a column and like we know, right, if A belongs to B and B is a subset of A, means here the A has a functions of itself and as well as B, but B has only functions of B, it cannot have the functions of A. So in the same case, see here, if consider X belongs to Y is a trivial function dependency if and only if Y is a subset of X. So when the Y is a subset of X only, then that function is called as a trivial functional dependency. Let us see an example here. See here, in a table I am having the employee ID and employee name. Here in the case the employee name is a subset of employee ID, means the employee, if we know the name of employee ID, then we can automatically know the name of that particular employee. Means this employee name is a subset of employee ID attribute. So these two attributes are depending on each other and employee ID having dependency on employee name. Sorry, employee name is having the dependency on employee ID. And next one, we are moving to non-trivial functional dependencies. So what is a non-trivial? And before case we discussed about trivial. What is a trivial? It is just B is a subset of A, right? So here in the same case only, but see here it is also A belongs to B holds true when B is not subset of A. So nothing but is reverse of the trivial dependency. So if the condition becomes true but the B is not becoming a subset of A here. See here in a relationship, if an attribute B is not a subset of attribute A, then it is considered as a non-trivial dependency, right? So let us see an example here in the non-trivial dependency. Here I have the three columns as company name and CEO's name and his age. So here see, right, first the company to see, if we know the company and we know the CEO's name, right? So here the CEO name is depending upon where company. So if we know the company name and we can know the CEO's name, so our first becomes true, right? Our condition becomes true, right? Our condition, what is our condition? A belongs to B, right? If consider same as consider here the company as A and CEO as B, and the A belongs to B comes true, but the CEO attribute is not a subset of the company attribute, because the CEO is a different from the company attribute, but our condition becomes true because the company the CEO name depending upon the company. So if we know the company name, we can automatically say the name of the CEO and as well as the age. So you can see here, but CEO is not a subset of the company. And next one, we are moving to multi-valued dependency. So up to now we discussed about the travel and non-travel, but the multi-valued dependency is somewhat different from these both. So let us see what is a multi-valued dependency. Consider, I will say in a simple way of, if we take a 3 attributes in a single table and A, B, C, consider it is a B and C, and if B and C are independent attributes because they don't have any dependencies on both each other, and if the A attribute having the dependency on both B and as well as C, then this type of database or a table is known as a multi-valued dependency. We can see here, if a multi-valued dependency is a complete constraint between the two sets of attributes in a relation, so it requires a certain tuple to be present in a relation. So nothing but tuple means, we know that tuple means a row. If the row if single row can depending upon the two another different rows, means in one column one row is depending upon the another column one row and next another column and single row. I can say it as example, you can get it clearly. See here in this example I have 3 columns named as car model and the manufacturing year of that car model and the same as color. So here this manufacturing year and the color of that car is both are independent events, because if we know the manufacturing year we cannot say that type of car colors, right? So in different years we are getting the different types of color cars in our so we cannot say based on the manufacturing year we cannot say the color. So here what we are going to do is, here the car model which I said in the above example, consider this car model as A and this as B and this color as C. Here the B and C both are independent attributes, where this car model means that you can see this H001 is having the dependency on the manufacturing year and as well as its color. See here this total tuple is having the manufacturing year and color which is depending on the car model. The same, then this type of databases or this type of tables are known as multi-valued dependencies. And see, you can hear example, car model is depending upon the manufacturer and car model is also depending upon the color. So in the same way we can say that this car model and manufacturing year having the dependency and the car model and color has also dependency, but we have to remember one thing in this case, these two have to be independent because they should not depend on each other, right? I think everyone knows that. And next one we are moving to transitive dependency. What is a transitive dependency? Up to now we have seen trivial dependency and non-trivial dependency and as well as multi-value dependency. These three are the dependencies which are depending or one or other or is a subset like that, right? But transitive is somewhat different and it is equal to functional dependency. Yes, in the starting of the video we discussed about the functional dependency. So what is a functional dependency? The attributes which determines the another attribute, right? So which are depending on the another attribute. In the same way the transitive dependency functions. So see, here is a type of functional dependency which happens when it is indirectly formed by the two functional dependencies. So nothing but in functional dependency what we said, if one attribute or one column is depending upon the another column, then it can be considered as a functional dependency. So here we can say that the two functional dependencies indirectly happens means then we can say it as a transitive dependency. Nothing but you can see here example, if I have three attributes called as P, Q and as well as R, and here if P determines Q and Q determines R and is true, then The transitive dependency occurs when if P belongs to R only. So here we can say that it is an indirect relationship, not a direct relationship. It is indirect relationship causes the functional dependency. So when we are causing the functional dependency in an indirect form, we can simply say it as it is a transitive dependency. Okay, let us see an example in the transitive dependency. Here in the above, in this example, in same example, I am considering a company name and CEO's name and his age. We can say that if the company is belonging to see here, the company name belongs to CEO means that if we know the company name, we can automatically say the CEO's name, and if we know the CEO name, and we can say his age. So here same in below example I said that consider this as P, consider this as Q, and consider this as R. So these three columns or these three attributes, if P belongs to Q, so P is determining the Q here. See, I said like if we know the company name, if an example we can take that if I say company name as Microsoft, and we can say it as Satyanandla, and if we know the CEO's name and we can know his age, automatically we can say that is 51. And also if we know the company name of Google, we can say Sundar Pichai, and if you know the Sundar Pichai's name, and we can say his age is 46. No, so here what happened is, if we divide this one up to here, means if I am not considering age, consider the age, if consider like if we are not considering the age here, we have only company and CEO, and this company and CEO is called as what? Functional dependency. So what is a functional dependency? This is attribute, this attribute is depending on this another attribute. Same wise what we are talking in before, that two dependence, right? So two functional dependencies indirectly happening. So here also this is a one functional dependency and this is another functional dependency. So here the two functional dependencies are acting to form a trivial dependency, nothing but a transitive dependency. So here the CEO name, if you know the company name, we can know the CEO's name. If you know the CEO's name, you can know his age, and where if you know the company name, also in this we can say that if we know the company name, we can say the age of the CEO. So in the transitive dependency, where if we know the company name, we can know the age of the dependency. Hope you all understand. Thank you.